It's also okay to be a woman. It's 2026. You can be a friggin' pussycat for all I care. Just don't pressure it down other people's throats.
This is a brain rot special.
Tiamat cooking in the basement.
Coach Greg, in today's video, Clavicular, he tries to save face quite literally by getting a nose job on stream. I mean, guys, did I not say approximately a year ago that Clav was lying, that he had no intentions of getting that double jaw surgery? You know what he was talking about, what made him go famous, made him go viral. And so he bamboozled all of you that he needed every surgery in the book in order to look smacks. And so when push came to shove, he had to get something. He had to show the people that, yes, I actually am this insecure. I hate my body, I hate my face, and I'm getting surgery to prove it. And so he meets up with guy I know actually quite well, Dr. Miami. Bro is one of the most famous surgeons out there, collabing with everyone. I'm certain he would want to collab with Coach Greg. But here's the thing. Clav doesn't need a nose job. What he needs is to get a life. Rather than spending all of this time getting a nose surgery and then spending multiple weeks in rehab, being unable to train, he could have spent all of that time going to the gym. If Clav truly wanted to look smacks, this is what's missing with his physique. He lost all his muscle. When he was younger, 14 and so on, he was abusing performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, but at least he was going to the gym. If you just take steroids and you do not work out, you're not going to maintain all your muscle, as evidenced by Clav has lost 20 pounds of muscle in the last year. And so perhaps he's frail maxing, retard maxing, as this is exactly what's going on.
Tell me your top 3 things you don't like about your nose in the order that they bother you.
You know, I would say the length and
the length being short.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he's talking about the schlong here with the length, the width, the height, the slope, the curve. None of that is a problem. Guys, comparison is the thief. When you constantly look at yourself in the mirror and compare yourself to the Chads of the world, the guys with the best faces, the best nose, the best teeth, the best forehead, brows, everything, you're eventually gonna think, you know what, I'm not perfect. And so when that ruminates in your head, eventually it has to come out somewhere. And so for Clav, this is the first of many. You really think he's going to be satisfied once he gets his nose job? How did it work for, Michael Jackson? It ended very, very poorly. Continue to get job after nose job after job. And it progressively got worse. And so it starts with the nose, it progresses to something else again, and eventually you become Mr.
Macros. Thank you, Greg.
This is body dysmorphia next level with peace and love.
Exactly. Body dysmorphia, peace and love. When you look in the mirror and you have an above average looking nose and you don't like your nose because you don't think it looks good and you get a surgery, it's body dysmorphia.
Super good looking Giga Chad.
And so when the doctor describes him as a super good looking Giga Chad, does he actually need to perform this surgery?
One of them is the width of the nose relative to the eye, the distance between the eyes.
So if your nose is too wide, you are less attractive. And it is white people who have the narrower noses, right?
And so by promoting this, telling people if you don't have a white nose, which is predominantly more smaller, narrow, and so on, that you're ugly. And so you need surgery in order to correct this, because if you don't, well, you'll never get a girlfriend, you'll never get a job, and you'll be out on the streets, probably addicted to math. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't Clav already doing math? Wasn't he sniffing creatine, or perhaps it was vitamin K, and abusing steroids as well as Retta? And so he's already an addict, and did he not OD on that substance? Well, he claims that he did. I personally believe it was staged, but hey, I didn't just get a letter from his manager to try and force me to take down that video, of which I said I will not. And so, is Coach Greg actually onto something?
That is slightly wide.
So what are you going to do, Doc?
Gonna fucking chop it off.
And so it's slightly wide. We need to chop it off. I mean, how could we live another day in this world if our nasal folds were not within the width of our eyebrows? I just don't know.
Of the tip of the nose. It's like too bulbous, according to this guy.
Then the third thing is if you look at the angle.
And so the tip, clearly too wide, protrudes too far, and of course it's pointing too far up. It needs to hang lower than last time. Now, imagine if Clavicular wanted to be a bodybuilder. Went and visited Jay Cutler or Hanny Rambod and said, hey, how do I look? He started posing the biceps and so on and say, oh, your lats aren't big enough here. Your conditioning is decent, but you need to put on more size. And your quads, they don't bulb out as far as they should. And so what would Clav then do? Would he get plastic surgery, putting implants all throughout his body, inserting muscles here, muscles there, injecting synthol and other cosmetic oils? Where would it ever end? And so I believe it would never end. And even if you could, you got the perfect nose, the teeth, everything perfect. What happens when you get older? And so with all good things, they come to an end. No matter how perfect you are, you will not be perfect forever. I mean, the amount of people that make fun of Coach Greg for being 50 and being 5 feet tall, being a manlet, a snake oil salesman, all the different things, despite the enormous success that I've achieved. I mean, how many people have achieved more than Coach Greg? There are not many, few and far between, but yet it isn't enough. People, they want to put you down. You're disgusting. No woman would ever want to date you. Guys, do you not see I have a proper tan? Of course a woman want to date me. And as far as my height goes, yeah, I'm only 5'6", but I'm 6'5" when I'm sitting on my wallet. What would the average person do? Not everyone can be as successful as Coach Greg, making muchos dólares, speaking 3 languages fluently. I mean, guys, it's very impressive. I can do almost anything. Elite level bike racer, world champion in the bench press, IFBB pro bodybuilder, highest average in university, best-selling author. And so, hey, I'm only just showing you just the tip of the iceberg. If you saw everything that I'm able to do, you would not believe it. And so I got skills. What would a normal person do? Imagine you're a normal Clav. Well, Clav at least is 6'2". What's Clav gonna look like when he's 50? He looks all right, he's 20. He's a Chad. But he's already needs surgery for his nose. He needs Retta, he needs all these drugs. What's gonna happen to him when he's 50? Will he make it to 50? And so if you let these obsessions control you as it is for Clav, well, all the money in the world, it ain't saving you. Clav, perhaps one day, perhaps he has more money, more fame than even a Coach Greg. Perhaps he has hundreds of millions of dollars. Is that money going to buy him his looks, a personality? At 50, what will he be doing? No matter how much money you have, no matter how much fame, it will not last forever. That perfect nose, that amazing physique, even if you're a Mr. Olympia champion, it doesn't last forever. Eventually, you get old and somebody will quickly be there to replace you. And so if all your self-worth, if all your self-esteem relies on how you look, that's temporary. It's fleeting. And so you're far better to not be a Chad, but feel good on the inside than to succumb to a life of clavicular.
The tip of his nose makes for this upper lip, it's slightly obtuse. It's a little bit more feminized than he'd like it to be.
And so his nose is feminized. I mean, in 2026, I feel like that is what people want. I mean, half the people out there are pretending to be gay or dressing gay, acting gay, looking gay. Look at the models of the world. Models essentially are gay. If you're a male model, the first thing I'm thinking is, well, he's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you're clearly not masculine. You're a model. Your male models are not masculine, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I say this to point out that just because he has a feminine nose right now, isn't that what you want? Isn't that a positive? Are people not going to get surgeries to be feminized? At least in K-pop, that is what I understand it to be. K-pop, you can't have too much muscle. You can't have too much size. You need a smaller face, smaller nose, smaller everything. Perhaps even the Johnson needs to be smaller than last time. And so he's going to shrink down his nose. Well, what happens when the cycle of fashion and beauty it changes. We saw how many years ago was it about women having the look of the tooth? You've seen it. Women got surgeries. Perhaps it was Kim Kardashian. She got surgeries to look like a tooth, a molar. The molar surgery it was. And today, well, things are getting smaller. Gone are the days where women are getting the most massive breast and ass implants in the world, where everything is fake. The hot dog lips, everything. People have had enough. And so people are now trying to shrink down their breast implants. They're taking them out. They're downsizing. They're trying to look more natty. And so how many years from now before Clav has his regrets? And so how did it work out for Zac Efron? Remember him? He had feminine features, a smaller nose and so on. And he wanted to be more masculine. And how did that turn out for him? Did he look better in the before or the better in the after? Oh, we're not allowed to comment on people's appearance. Oh, I forgot. You go on Instagram, people show a before and an after, and they think and expect that no one is going to comment. And so they comment, you look better in the before, better in after, no matter what you say. People are going to hate you. And so, guys, girls, stop posting your bullshit. And when you do, expect to get slammed. In 2026, it's all about putting people down. It's the year of the degenerate as well as the year of the cyberbully. If you post yourself online to get attention in any kind of way, the haters are coming for you. How dare you think that you deserve any positive attention? What are you doing? Social media is not about positive attention. It's about taking it away. You post something so that we can take it away. Nobody wants people to be ahead of them, to be above them, to be better than them. And so we're bringing you down. And so you post something, the hooks goes up and the ropes are pulling you back down. To earth, that is.
So having an upturned nose makes you look like a girl?
That's funny. I was thinking that his nose was so cute.
And so if a guy has a cute and fun nose, I mean, frankly, I thought that's how we describe female noses. But if a guy has his 2026, this is a good thing. I could use an upturned nose, smaller navel folds, all the things. It would be more attractive. I was feminized, it'd be pretty. But guess what? I don't care. I don't need that. It's okay to be masculine. It's also okay to be a woman. It's 2026. You can be a friggin' pussycat for all I care. Just don't pressure it down other people's throats.
Dude, if you make his nose smaller and his nostrils smaller, which he does, and you'll see, I pulled some clips of that. How are you going to snort as much ketamine, bro?
And so is this Clav's way of preventing himself from sniffing the old vitamin K to decrease his likelihood of sniffing it up? Now, frankly, this is what I do believe. When you get nose surgery, it's far less likely that you're going to want to sniff creatine, sniff vitamin K, because that can cause serious damages. People are famous, or more so infamous, for snorting too much things, and that can cause problems with your nose. And so if you have a surgery, you most certainly are going to need to stop sniffing. But you know what could have stopped him from sniffing even without performing a surgery? Turk Builder Max. I mean, it goes without saying, if this can cure cancer, if it can prevent women from divorcing you, saving you millions of dollars, preventing you from making the stupid decisions in the first place. For example, if Larry Wheels had have taken Turk Builder Max, he most certainly would have got his ex to write up a prenup, and he wouldn't be in the trouble that he is right now. He perhaps wouldn't be a cuck. He wouldn't like sitting in that couch in the corner of that room, perhaps in that hotel. And he wouldn't want to drink down warm Malibu pies after being inside of other people. If you're interested in the most miraculous supplement in the world that also happens to build more muscle, give you more energy in the gym, do all the things that you want, while being natty and not ruining your natty card, not going to do any of those things, code Greg for 15% off. Click the link in the description. And remember, there's a money back guarantee and a $50 gift card. We are at 30 people out of the hundreds of thousands of people that are buying this, 30 wanted the money back. If you do it as a percentage, it's a lot less than 10%. And so, hey, chances are if you get this, you're going to like it, you're going to keep rebuying it, and everybody wins.
The ritual of getting your friend to do it in your ass for you, absolutely. It's something that's pretty more common than you think.
And so it is in fact possible that he will just continue and boof harder than last time. And so perhaps that's what's going on. He and his best friend, King Azuli, are boof buddies. It's kind of like being butt buddies, but instead of being friends with Mr. Mike, you're friends with Ben Azul. And so they blow the smoke, the vitamin K and so on into each other's derriere, and they get a thrill out of it.
You guys know this little bitch, the midget called Greg Douchebag Doucette? Yeah, you know that guy? He was here. Did I call him a guy?
And so this is great, mistaking me for being a guy when his biggest mistake was graping underage women. Oh, too soon. Hey, it's been many years.
I meant that little child. He hasn't been growing since he was like 6.
Funny for a 5'6" manlet to call out another 5'6" manlet when they're exactly the same height. You guys are the same height. He lives with his mom and drives her rented car. He loses to you in every way. I don't think he's any taller than you though. Remember, Greg, this guy was told he's too big and ripped on a bodybuilding stage. And so imagine Ben calling me out in any way. I mean, it's hilarious. It's comical to think that he's even in the same breath of fresh air as Coach Greg Doucette.
Artie Lang, he had done
Artie Lang, yeah.
all these drugs, and he snorted something that was cut with glass, and his nose, if you look at the picture, if you look it up,
exploded.
His nose like exploded.
Man, Artie Lang's stories, though, I'm not sure you can believe all of them. He was a little extreme. Freaking funny, though. Man, that takes me back. All the drives from Halifax to Yarmouth to go visit girls I met online, listening to Howard Stern 3 hours each way. Man.
He is trying to quit drugs to get his fertility back. But then I also saw that he's opening an OnlyFans.
Clav is starting an OF and trying to become fertile. This is not good. I mean, it reminds me of when Togi pretended that he wanted to have kids with 30 females, that he wanted to have more kids than last time. The thing with the young people is they actually are smarter than they look. Clav is actually probably above an IQ of 79 like Togi, of which he also has an IQ above that. But you pretend that you're dumb and you say stupid shit like, I want to impregnate 30 females and have 30 kids around the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to take... And you shock people with what you say. And so the problem with Clavicular is he doesn't have the chemicular to get his Private Johnson harder than last time. He most certainly could start with harder than last time from HTLT supplements, but what he really should be doing is going to Al Gorex, getting his blood work done, seeing what's wrong with him, the damages. I think he could go off of his HRT, which is not at HRT doses. I think it's 250 milligrams. This is way more than he needs. I just had my blood work done. My testosterone levels were at 660. I can make a video on that after I had lowered my testosterone. And so I do believe I'm going to raise it up yet again. But what Clavicular could get is, for example, tadalafil. He could get Viagra. Al Gorex has an immaculate list of different concoctions of various medications to aid in your performance. And so that is one of their specialties. And so if you're a man and you want to please your woman, or perhaps your man, it doesn't matter, hey, no judgment. If you want to please for longer than ever before, longer, harder, stronger, guys, they got what you need. Trust me, you should see what's going on at Algorex. And it's not just in the hardening medications. It also, they have some GLPs to help you lose weight. They've got stuff for your hair, for example, the dutasteride. So what exactly do you need? Everything is FDA approved and it's sourced from compounding pharmacies. And so these doctors prescribe you legal medication. So if you don't want to go to some bullshit research chemical site and you want actual medications, Algorex is where you want to be at. And in comparison to the prices of, for example, Merrick Health, where they're about half the price, if you don't believe me, go and compare it. Do I look like a liar? Do you think I'm lying? I'm gonna make shit up so that you go to Algorex to get ripped off. Compare the prices of Algorex, go to Merrick Health, compare them, and you do you. Whatever you want to spend, you want to buy nothing, it's all cool. And so, hey, I'm just being the messenger. And so if you're interested, code Greg for 10% off. Click the link in description.
I'm just going to show you, he is halfway through the surgery at this point. There's nothing gross.
Move the
I
light
mean, you can
away.
already see it. This one's so much
How
smaller.
about that? Is that better?
And so at first I thought maybe this is staged, like half the shit that Clavicular does. But then I'm thinking there's no way that Dr. Miami would fake something like this. At least I hope he would not. I mean, would he not be concerned about losing his board certification? I know he's after online fame, and obviously the more famous that you get, the more people you're going to do surgeries on. And so it's kind of a self-promotion. And so, for example, if he did a video with Coach Greg, more people are going to want to go and see him get surgeries and so on. And so it is what it is. I don't agree with what's happening here, but I mean, bro has to make his money. He's trying to be popular. He's trying to promote men to need surgeries. And so he's doing what he's going to do.
See, do you see the difference now between the width of this nostril and how this one's more narrow now?
Yes.
But what's weird is, why is it now bigger? One side is bigger than it was. I mean, one is smaller than the other side, but more so it looks like one got bigger. Like, honestly, look at his nostril. Like, look at my nostril. My nostrils are pretty big. Why are Clavicular's nostrils suddenly bigger than Coach Greg? And so, does it kind of look like he made one nostril bigger, pulled it down, and then release and it'll go back? I just don't know.
That's so
You can
sad.
see it's straighter. Okay, this
Don't
angle
touch it.
here is more acute. It's less obtuse.
And so he's got a smaller nose with less nostril flare, and he also has scars on his nose, which he's now gonna have to wear makeup to cover it up. I'm just telling you, if he doesn't put makeup on, when you look at Clavicular, when you talk, we're gonna see a scar. What do you think? You can surgically remove skin and not see a scar? And so if you're a woman, hey, you wear makeup already, but if you're a man and you get these surgeries, then hey, you're gonna put some makeup on and cover it up.
Listen, I don't want to be rude. The wheelchair picture of him, it's just fucking, it's just hurting ass picture. I just thought he was a mogger.
I mean, the wheelchair picture is not giving him any compliments. And so what do you think was more important, or what would increase his SMV more? A smaller nose or bigger quads? For the ladies and or the men, if you had Clav's physique and you wanted to improve it, do you think it's more beneficial to looks max through hard maxing, as in getting a nose job or some form of a jaw surgery, or going to the gym and working out and being healthy? You know, eating good, getting in your cardio training, doing the things that Coach Greg says, or is what Clav's doing more beneficial? How many people think that Clav's advice is better than Coach Greg? That if you listen to Clav, you will mog more than if you listen to Coach Greg? And so who's the better mogger? Who mogs with information? Is it Coach Greg or Clav? Clav wants you to get a nose job even if you already have a great nose. He wants you to lose all of your muscles, perhaps 20 pounds, and avoid going to the gym, because who has time for that? Just put on makeup, get a nose job, perhaps use some lip filler, and that way you'll be a proper man.
No, he came off steroids.
Crazy thing is he lowered the dose of steroids. He didn't come completely off. He was, last I checked, still on 250 milligrams. I haven't been on a dose that high since I was in a bodybuilding competition. That's it for that. Hopefully you listen to Coach Greg, you don't listen to Clav. You can listen to Clav, but then your life is over and you're doomed. And don't forget, this will save your life. Click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo, go to AlgoRx, code Greg, watch one of those two bloops. Don't forget, if you want to get sponsored, or if you want to have me coach you, or if you want to have my supplements in your stores, gym, the link, that's what it's for. You can pick up the cookbook. You can get the Kyco bars. Don't forget code KYCO, CICO, for 50% off. And until next time, I am out.